The NFL draft is only a few days away, so to end off the series, I'm looking at arguably the best prospect in all college football in Trevor Lawrence.
Lawrence pumps. Downfield for Ladson. Catches in stride. Touchdown, Clemson.
Just like another Clemson star that I made a video on in Amari Rodgers, Trevor was born in Knoxville, Tennessee, and was practically born to be an NFL quarterback. Growing up, Trevor was a big dude, and as an 8th grader, he was already 6'2". At Cartersville High School in Georgia, Trevor just had it, and as a freshman, he was already a star with over 3,000 yards and 26 touchdowns. It's crazy just how good Trevor was from the beginning, as it is super rare for even some of the best talents to do their thing from the start. As a sophomore, Trevor continued the dominance and put together an even better statistical year, with over 3,600 yards and 43 touchdowns. All of this as a sophomore was eye-opening and made Trevor a highly touted prospect super early in the game. Going into his junior year, there wasn't much room for improvement after a great sophomore season. But Trevor outdid himself with over 3,900 yards and 51 touchdowns. Somehow Trevor was able to put together his best season to date as a junior, and was even named the Atlanta Journal-Constitution Player of the Year. As a senior, Trevor may have seemingly regressed with just under 3,300 yards passing and 41 touchdowns, but it was his best season to date with only one pick, and upon that he had nearly 150 quarterback rating. Not only did Trevor just dominate as a senior, but he was able to break Deshaun Watson's state record for passing yards and touchdowns in Georgia. As you could guess, Trevor was a 5-star, but was much more than just that, as he was one of the highest rated prospects of all time at .99999. With such an insane high school career behind him, Trevor had interest from all over the nation, but it really came down to Alabama and Clemson. Although a super tough choice, Trevor was a fan of the unit and coaching that was only a few hours away in Clemson, South Carolina. Although a star, you would think that Trevor would have to sit his freshman season, but it was quite the opposite, as he started off splitting the quarterback carousel with Kelly Bryant, and it was so good that he took the starting spot as a freshman.
Whoa, hey.
After only 4 games, Trevor was named the starter and led the team to a pretty easy national championship win against, funny enough, his other choice out of high school in Alabama. Although Trevor didn't start every game as a freshman, he was still able to put up stats akin to his play at Cartersville with nearly 3,300 yards and 30 touchdowns as he was already becoming a star. Following such a successful freshman season, Trevor was one of the leading candidates for the Heisman, but due to his rocky start to the year, he fell behind. After a rough start to the season, Trevor was still able to put together a showcase with over 3,600 yards and 36 touchdowns, as once again Clemson made the national championship, and this time against the other Tigers at LSU. Although Clemson won easily the previous season, it wasn't meant to be, as Joe Burrow was cooking as a Heisman and was too much to handle as they lost 42-25. Following the national championship loss, Trevor was motivated to get back as a junior and started off great with over 1,800 yards and 17 touchdowns in his first 6 games until
Trevor Lawrence testing positive for the coronavirus.
Trevor got COVID right in the middle of potentially his best year to date and had to have a 10-day quarantine as he missed an overtime loss to Notre Dame and an extremely close win against Boston College. Following the quarantine, Trevor was back and was able to lead the Tigers back to the college football playoff. But with Justin Fields going off, Clemson was no match as they lost big 49-28. Although a rough way to go out, Trevor put together a great statistical year with over 3,100 yards and 24 touchdowns in 2 less games. After the Sugar Bowl loss, Trevor's journey in Clemson had come to an end as he declared for the 2021 NFL Draft. Although Trevor wasn't able to lead Clemson to another national championship, he once again showed that he is one of the best out there, with once again another solid season, although made a little bit difficult due to a certain virus. Without a doubt, Trevor is one of the most talented prospects in recent memory, on the level of guys like Andrew Luck and Peyton Manning. Trevor has just been insanely consistent, and upon that has the right mindset and focus in everything that he does. At 6'6", 220, Trevor has practically the perfect build for the NFL and has the skill to go along with it. From 8th grade to the present, Trevor has been the best at whatever he has done, and his ability to work well in any situations make him a truly unique talent. Trevor has incredible accuracy in pretty much every situation, knows how to find the open receiver, and can make a play with his feet, with his super underrated mobility. Trevor could work in all sorts of offenses, and his playstyle adapts to whomever he is around, as he is able to elevate the talent around him. Although seemingly a perfect prospect, Trevor struggled to win big games against Alabama and recently Ohio State, and has had problems in rocky situations leading to a lot of unnecessarily close games. A major example coming against North Carolina, where Clemson was a 2-point conversion away from losing to a team that they are light years ahead of. Although he struggles in tight games and needs to work on closing out against easy opponents, there's a ton to like with Trevor, and as a result, I'll say he's an A-. Although A- seems low, Trevor has a bit of that too good to be true feeling surrounding him, and his struggles in the biggest games are a bit of a worry considering the road ahead of Trevor in the NFL. Trevor has that it factor, and you can just see it in his game. Not only is he a skilled player, but Trevor has the same potential that can make him a generational talent. Coming out of college, there aren't many players that have the same hype surrounding Trevor right now, and even guys like Peyton Manning and Andrew Luck were not automatic picks, with Andrew and RG3 both up for the top spot, and Peyton Manning being selected after Ryan Leaf. A better comparison would be a guy like Joe Burrow, who had a similar hype surrounding him with his unique talent. But although Joe and Trevor have a similar hype surrounding them, I wouldn't say the two have a similar playstyle. Usually when trying to find a similar player, I feel like I can get someone who has a pretty similar playstyle and ability. But with Trevor, he's just a mix of a bunch of talents. This makes him a bit odd, but I think Trevor is a mix of Peyton Manning and Randall Cunningham. Peyton and Randall are much different players, but I'm not comparing the two, and instead I think Trevor has the passing ability of Peyton, and the same running/ability to create plays out of nothing as a heavily underrated Randall Cunningham. Although the Randall comparison is a bit odd, Trevor has a similar build, and in fact is even bigger with the same ability. Peyton may seem a bit lofty after giving him an A-, but if you look at Peyton's rookie season, he wasn't a star from the beginning, and struggled before he became a legend. Trevor simply is an anomaly, and because of that, finding a player like him is like finding a needle in a haystack. Trevor Lawrence has what it takes to be a legend, but the question is, will he?
Lawrence to throw on first down, and we'll take a shot! Wide open is Rodgers, and he's gone!
Thanks for watching my final draft profiles video. I appreciate all you guys a ton and hope you guys stay tuned for what I have in store. But anyways, happy draft week and see you guys on Thursday. Peace out.